times when Miss Grammer went to school, my playground had a merry-go-round. You don't have a merry-go-round in our playground. And does Hawthorne Park have one now?
Well, the merry-go-round is that in cage. It goes around with a cage.
Yeah. So a merry-go-round is something that you can kind of push and it goes around, right? And sometimes I didn't like to be the pusher because I don't like to run, but I would like hold on in the middle and they would spin me in the merry-go-round and they would all try to get off and be really dizzy. They actually found out.
And lots of kids could be on there at the same time. But you know how the one at Hawthorne Park is like really slow going around? Merry-go-rounds could go so fast that they figured kids were getting hurt, so that's why.
So they took it down.
Yeah, so that now you have a caged merry-go-round.
Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're back. Okay, remember, we're going to teach this. So we've got Miss Clark here. She's going to be helping out, and we've got Miss Ash over there with our theme graphic organizer. Okay, so you might have to do some really good tracking, boys and girls. So if Miss Clark is talking, where should your eyes and body be facing? And then Mrs. Grammer starts talking, and I'm over here.
And I start talking, and I'm over here.
You're going to have to really move those bodies. Oh, good, because I started talking. Good job, Lil. Okay, show us ready.
All right, so it sounds like you got some good background knowledge, right, about the story that we're going to read today. You talked about origami. Did you talk about our essential question about traditions?
We did. We kind of made that connection with our story from Marco last week. And how Marco's traditions and taught his friends about the empanadas and the birthday song and all that too.
All right, then we're ready to rock and roll. Yes, so you can turn the page. Everyone turn the page. And we're going to do a little bit.
Stop, first graders. When you turn the page, does it mean talk to your neighbor? No, we're working on that. That is what we're working on. Turn the page.
And for when we do this today, when I say my turn, that means I'm just going to read and you're going to listen. If I say our turn, then we'll read it together. Thumbs up?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So here we go then. My turn. Or Miss Grammer's turn. Yeah, Mrs. Grammer is going to read.
All right. Remember, my turn. Your eyes are still tracking. You're reading in your head with me. Lissy was the new girl at school. We can make some connections there. Nobody talked to her. Nobody smiled at her. At the playground, Lissy stood in the merry-go-round by herself.
Let's stop for a minute and think about that. I know we've probably all had times where you felt alone or left out or bummed. Yeah, and kind of close your eyes for a second and just picture a time. We're going to visualize that. Visualize a time where maybe you saw other kids playing and you thought, man, I wish I could play with them. Are you visualizing that time? All right, now I'd like you to turn and talk, open your eyes, and tell your partner about a time that you felt lonely or left out.
And you feel good now?
All right, friends, eyes back on me. All right, I heard so many stories, and you know what else I saw? I saw everyone's face kind of do this when they were talking about it. No one was like, this one time I felt so left out. Everyone was feeling kind of sad when they remembered that. So when I'm visualizing and picturing in my head how Lissy's feeling, I'm remembering how I felt too, right? With that text to self connection. So that's what we're going to be thinking about today as we read. We always have a purpose for reading, right? We're going to be thinking about the theme. What does the author really want us to know and learn at the end of the story? Put your hand up if you think the theme of this story is going to be kind of about nature. does anybody think the theme might be about friendship? I'm already getting some clues about the theme, right? Okay, so we're gonna be thinking about the theme as we read. Go ahead and turn the page.
You can do it quietly.
Don't start.
All right, boys and girls, get our fingers out. Check out that picture. There we go. Because Lissy ate lunch alone, she was finished before lunchtime was over. Since she didn't have anything else to do, Lissy took the lunch menu in front of her and began to fold it. Soon, she had made a little crate. Think about that word menu. Who knows what a menu is? What is she talking about, Sunny?
Like
The tracking wheel.
there's like things like foods that you can pick out.
Yeah, it tells you like what you could order, right? And usually it's a little paper menu. I know these days I've got lots of different menus. They sometimes are covered in plastic so that they can wipe them down for fingerprints. Or hers is just a little paper menu. Okay?
So think about that for a second. We've already kind of decided that the theme might be about friendship, but we're gonna have Mrs. Ash write down some of our clues. Okay, so far we know that Lissy is feeling alone and left out. Right? Is that our first clue? Would you feel okay with Mrs. Ash writing that? Okay,
Okay, so Lissy
Lissy
is.
feels left out or alone. And while she's writing that, we're gonna think about kind of the problem of this story. It's very similar, right? What's the problem?
Elena, I like that hand.
Thank you.
Elena,
What's
what's the problem?
She's left out of everything. Nobody likes her.
Yeah, but they just haven't had a chance to get to know her yet, right? So to solve that problem as a solution, talk to your partner really quick. What does she do to start solving that problem? One, two, three. Eyes on me. 1, 2, eyes on you. I know that was so fast. Or raise your hand if you can share what she did when she was feeling lonely. Honest, stop.
That's my dad.
She made an origami.
She did. She made an origami or a paper crane. Is that a clue to the theme? Can we add that? Perfect. Let's do it in the first one. So she made a paper crane. All right.
Okay, boys and girls, we're on the next page. Oh, that paper crane looks amazing.
You don't have
Origami is very difficult. You've never done that. Hey, put your finger under hello. I'm on this page. Ready? Hello, Lissy said. Oh, my turn. Hello, Lissy said to the paper crane. I will call you Menu, and you will be my friend. And to her surprise, Menu opened its eyes and blinked at her. Menu looked to the right, then looked to the left, and fluttered up with its paper wings. Boys and girls, did it really open its eyes?
No.
She's
Have you ever heard of imaginary friends?
Yeah.
Turn your page. I love how quietly Kyson just turned his page. Dax was totally quiet during it. The rest of the day, Lissy smiled a secret smile.
I like the sound of that sentence. Smiled a secret smile. What do you hear? Tell me. Smile a secret smile. What do you hear? Yeah, alliteration.
Turn your page. Yours should look like mine. Put your finger under the word with me. Here we go. My turn. You got your eyes with me though. Did you make any friends at school today? Mommy asked when Lissy came home. Well, Lissy said, patting Menu in her pocket. I made one friend. Good, Mommy said. I'm sure you'll make more tomorrow. Why is tomorrow highlighted, do you guys think? Aurora,
It's a word.
what kind of word this week? God can help her. What kind of work this week, Madison?
A sight
What's
word.
our sight word this week? So we're kind of drawing our attention to that. We should know that word.
So before we go on with this, we're going to make a prediction because I noticed in the text here, it says, well, Lissy said, patting menu in her pocket, I did make one friend. And what does mom say that she hopes will happen tomorrow? Jocelyn? She says, I bet you'll make more tomorrow. Make a prediction, a guess about what's going to happen next. Go ahead and speak to your partner really quickly and make a prediction. One, two, three. So we've made some predictions. Now we're going to either confirm our predictions, yes, we were right, or sometimes we have to revise our thinking and change our mind.
And see how quietly you can turn that page? My turn. And she did. The next day, Lissy made lots of friends.
Just nod your hand or your head if you're confirming your prediction. Good. And is it okay if you have to revise? Sometimes you go, whoa, I did not expect that. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
The dramatic points in some of your movies and books is when it twists. Hey, turn your page. Here we are. Ooh, look at your illustrations. Hey, get your finger under that first word. Her. My turn. I have to wait just a second. There we go. Her friends went with her everywhere.
Let's stop and think about our theme. Raise your hand again if you think it's about friendship. Okay, I agree with you on that. Do we have another clue? What has Lissy now done to kind of create more friendship in her world? Yes. That's right. Mrs. Ash, would you write, Lizzie made several paper friends? I agree. Now she's really on a roll, isn't she? And we're visualizing that, kind of picturing that in our head. When you're picturing Lizzie with all of her paper friends, is she sad or is she happy in your mind? She's feeling, that's what I picture as a happy Lizzie. She's feeling a lot better about life.
Nice job.
And is she also continuing to solve her problem? Remember, we have those steps to the solution, so she's taking steps to get to the solution.
Page. Great, boys and girls. Lissy's bed looks like my daughter's bed, except instead of origami, it's stuffed animals. I go to snuggle her, I can barely get in there. Like, move the unicorn over, please. Okay, here we go. And Lissy was never alone. Turn your page. Make sure you're with me. Oh, I see Lily's finger on it. She's ready to go with me. Bentley's ready.
Yes.
He's clear in the back, but he's ready.
Mm-hmm.
One day, Lizzie heard a group of kids laughing as they went down the street. They stopped at one house and then another, but they didn't stop at Lizzie's. Lizzie, Mommy called from downstairs. Why didn't you go with your friends to the playground? I think they are all headed that way. Lizzie looked at her paper friends. Yes, she said. Let's go to the playground.
So stop for a second there, because when I get confused, one of our strategies is to go back and reread. And when Mrs. Kramer read that, I was a little confused because Mommy said, why don't you go with your friends to the playground? So I'm confused at first because Lissy's friends are who? Paper. So what does Mommy think? When Mommy says her friends, what is she thinking?
I think she said that when she got home that she made some new friends and she didn't see the little paper friends.
Yeah, so Mommy thinks that Lissy's new friends are human children. right? But Lissy hasn't told her yet that her new friends are paper cranes. So when I was confused, I had to go back into my text to find the answer. That's a really good strategy, is when you're reading and you say, wait, that doesn't make sense. What do? Go back into the text, reread. Nice job.
Turn your page, please. Oh my goodness. Boys and girls, I want you to use your background knowledge about what you know about merry-go-rounds. Because as soon as I turn the page on this, I'm going, what do you know about origami? What do you know about merry-go-rounds? I'm a little worried about Lissy's new friends. Anybody else a little worried? Or is Mrs. Brammer a worry wart? Possibly both. Okay, kind of be thinking. Okay, you're with me? With your finger, not with your voice. You ready? I can tell Kyson is tracking. Hannah is ready. Here we go. Lissy led her friends down the street and to the playground. We'll ride the merry-go-round first, she told them. Then we can all ride together. So all the paper animals crowded onto the merry-go-round, and Lissy began to push it. Round and round. Lissy pushed. She ran so hard, she didn't see that her friends were having a difficult time. We talked today about what difficult meant. And we talked about how some things are difficult for kids, and some kids have a difficult time reading. Other kids have a difficult time hitting a baseball. Okay? Well, difficult means it's hard. What are they having a hard time doing, do you think? How are they struggling right now? Sawyer? Track Sawyer, he's behind you. Turn those bodies.
It's because they're paper. They fell away.
They're pretty light, right?
Take a look at the elephant with her pinky.
Lift an elephant with your pinky. She's that strong?
No, the paper elephant.
The paper's so light, she's going to with her pinky. And when she starts pushing so hard and so fast, I agree with you, Sawyer.
Do you think even the elephant's gonna go? Even the elephant? But it's an elephant. No.
And turn your page.
Look at them
Oh no.
Yes, that one.
Get your
Okay, and we're back. Put your finger under the word. If you lost your partner, it's all up to you now. You're okay. You got this. You got this, Sunny. Here we go. Can everybody read that word with me? Ready? One more time. Ready? My turn. The paper giraffe flew. Giraffes fly? No. Okay. Then the paper elephant and the rabbit. A strong wind caught them and carried them up into the sky.
Did you love that word swoosh?
Yes.
Yeah, authors use those sound words, onomatopoeia, when they want us to hear it and visualize it as we're reading. Nice job.
All right. Turn the page, please. I wonder, Jocelyn. Uh-oh. What, Jocelyn? And what do you notice about her listeners? How do you think that's going to make her feel, Jocelyn? You think so? Okay, my turn. I'm so pixelated. I gotta kind of do this. Sorry, guys. First day with this thing. When Lissy jumped on, the merry-go-round was empty. She looked up and saw her paper friends flying away. No, come back! Lissy cried, but they couldn't. No more friends. Lissy said, and she sat down on the merry-go-round and covered her face with her hand.
Do you think we could add one more thing to our clue chart? We're looking and we know that at first Lucy feels alone and left out, so she made a paper crane. And then Lissy made several paper friends and she was feeling so happy. Talk to your partner and see if you can think of what we want to add next to our clues. What's the next thing that
So one of the things in the fidelity check, even without the fidelity, the more people you think of the brain, the better the processing. But it used to be always. So like for me,
class? I heard a lot of good answers. A few things that I heard was that now Lissy's friends are gone and she is sad. I think Miss Ash, could you add that? Yep. Lissy is sad because her friends are gone. I agree, that is such a bummer. And then I had a really good prediction over here. Would you mind standing and sharing that? He really uses picture clues too.
Okay, Ryder, what do you think?
I think the one standing right there is when they catch one of them who's flying animals and give it back to us.
Would that fit our theme of friendship? Right? Do stories usually end, kids' stories especially, happy or sad?
Happy.
So he's trying to think of a happy ending here, and he's thinking, I know the theme is friendship. I know that Lissy wants friends. I know that she's sad, so how is the author going to fix this story? So I love that.
Kind of our problem. Our problem is that she's sad, right? And she has no friends. So usually when you have a story